Okay, Ahsoka episode 3 is here. Let's talk about it right now. Alright, everybody, Ahsoka episode 3. Woo. I know a lot of people really like this episode. Everybody thinks that it was, I watched a bunch of reviews before I watched the actual episode last night, a few hours after it came out. And I think it's a superior episode as well. I do agree. However, all the things that I didn't like about the other episodes are still present here. There's not going to be a whole lot to talk about because the episode is very short and not a lot happens in it. It's almost a throwaway episode for the most part, which is really weird considering that there's only 6 or 7 episodes in the entire thing. So Steph Green comes back again, so they must be doing this in 2 episode blocks. So, which is going to be strange if it's only 6 episodes, because Filoni did the first one, which means that either he's doing the last one, which, God, I hope not, or another director's only going to get 1 episode. So, in this episode, I think it's called Time to Fly. So, we start out with the training sequence. Why are these people so creatively corrupt? And I'm going to say corrupt because they have to steal from Star Wars? I mean, I don't understand. They can't come up with something new than the visor, of which looked more like a fencing helmet than the first movie. The first movie, I think the helmet there, where it was almost like a flight helmet with a blast shield in front of it in case, there was a crack in the glass or whatever else. That actually made more sense, where if they were crash landing, they would throw that down. So I think that was far superior to what we have now 50 years later. And he actually had to put an additional line in there directly from Star Wars. Well, if I can't see, how can I fight? We already heard that line. It was delivered 100% better than we did in Star Wars, because Mark Hamill, his voice and his inflection on there is far superior to what Natasha did. Sorry. So I got to say this. Overall, the acting was far better here. We actually got some emoting. We actually got Elizabeth Winstead to actually have some kind of emotion. Oh my God. Crazy talk. Rosario showed a little bit more emotion. And let's talk about this for a second. So a lot of people hit me back up after I said that Ahsoka didn't have any emotion. She was basically a block of wood. And everybody was like, yeah, but that's what happened in, Rebels. I did see Rebels, where, after the whole thing with Anakin, she kind of hid her emotions away, etc. Okay, let's say all that is absolutely true. That didn't obviously come off. Even when the character of Ahsoka in the cartoon was stoic, it didn't come out this stoic. But they've taken incredible liberties with what's going on between Rebels and these characters here. Nobody can say that it's exactly the same. Not one person can say that this is Rebels Season 5 and they've continued every single character exactly as they were in the cartoons. All right. So that being said, now, do you think that it would be better and more interesting if we could see characters that weren't planks of wood? Do you think that Ahsoka would be more fun as she was before to watch that type of character than this?
Acting! I'm acting! Acting! Wait, let me move my eyes around. Oh!
That's just not interesting. So considering the fact we've already taken liberties between the two types of medium, going from cartoon to live action, we've already taken liberties. Everybody agrees with that. Let's take liberties here with our main character and make her a little bit more interesting. Make her a little bit more playful. Forget what happened at the end of Rebels where she became stoic. Who cares? Because if they can change that, then she can change back. It's not a far stretch. So she went through a time in her life where she had to create walls, and now she's with people that she loves and everything else. So the wall can come down. It's not a hard stretch. So I would get away from this stoic Ahsoka. Just get away from it. It's not interesting. It makes her blend into the background. And I'm sure that Rosario knows that. I don't understand why she's not doing a little bit of fighting. She fought to have the blue contacts in. She fight to have a little bit more characterization in her character. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's exactly what's happening with her. Even during any of these scenes, she just blends into the background. And please get rid of the hammer pants. You can't tell me that these... I'm on the wrong side. These... Damn it, camera left, camera right. You can't tell me that these costumes here are not far more interesting than the baggy pants. I so hate the baggy pants. You don't even know. I'm not really fond of a lot of the costuming in general, because even when Hera is talking to the council, the council guy that is Asian had an Asian style robe. Why are we stereotyping? Also, I look back at some of the old stuff from the cartoon and noticed that Ahsoka has dark lipstick. She has dark lips. And I don't know why they didn't do that. Somebody did it's over here, this way. Somebody did a mock-up of the darker lips. And I think that's better. I don't know why they made this decision to do the lighter lipstick. Let me know what you guys think. All right. So what I liked about the training scene, although I have to get into this a little bit more too, because the training scene, I like the stuff with Yu-Tang. I hate the name of the droid. It doesn't fit, but I like the droid in general. Tennant's doing a good job. So I liked where he said, "Oh, you sliced here," and we got to see that visually. That was good. Then, of course, we had to steal the lines and have her be, blinded. Whatever. Moving on from that, cringe. And then she says that everybody has the Force. What? The Force binds all things. That is true. That is from their first movie. But that does not mean that everybody has the Force. There's a big difference between an energy field that goes between everyone to the point where everybody has it or can feel it. Because that gets into, I hate the midichlorian thing, but let's get into midichlorian thing since that's canon. That eliminates the fact that we have Force-sensitive people. That means that everybody's Force-sensitive. And that's not true. So, and I don't understand why they're doing this. I don't understand why they're making Sabine, trying to make her a Jedi to begin with. It doesn't really fit. It doesn't fit at all. If we're continuing this from Rebels, there's not one. She was trying to train with the Darksaber for her people. That had nothing to do with the Force. So, and she was being trained by Kanan at the time to be able to wield that thing. That thing's gone. So that does not equal being a Jedi. So I'm not buying that. And so that part's already throwing me off. Of course, we also have the stupid thing of her getting impaled. Because Disney, Star Wars, we could, people that should die don't. But aside from all that, the training sequence could have been eliminated completely, and it wouldn't have mattered for me. But I guess there is, at least now they're showing some training, as opposed to Rey that never got any training and was a Jedi within 2 seconds. So at least we have some training, I guess. So I just wish that if they were going to do training with that, and I kind of wish that they would give us some reason for the fact that Ahsoka thinks that Sabine is force sensitive, and why this was never discovered in all of Rebels. Nobody tested her. Something, she has this much that we think that she could be trained. I don't know, something. Give me something. But right now we got nothing. But again, at least we're getting some kind of training as opposed to none. And I just wish they had gone a little bit above and beyond what they did in the first movie. It's 50 years ago, man. There's no reason to steal from that. Let's move on. So then we go into Hera, talking to the council. It's good to see Mon Mothma. That actress does a good job with Mon Mothma. I think she was the same one from Andor. So this was all good for the most part. The Asian guy pissed me off, of course. He was supposed to, because that was his character. But she actually emotes here. Thank God for Steph Green, I guess, to actually get some emotion out of Elizabeth Winstead. So then we get to see Jason, which is the son of Hera. Okay, so we actually got into that. We got also apparently Hera is the worst mother ever. They say, "Oh, where's Jason?" I don't know. He's around. What? You're letting your kid just wander around aimlessly? What? What? There was a million ways to rewrite this line. A million ways where you sounded like a better mother than, yeah, I don't know where my son is. He's just around. What? You could have said, oh, Chopper's keeping him out of trouble, or he's with the person, or he's playing in the lower deck. At least she knew exactly. Because nowadays you can know exactly where your kid is because you can have it on your watch. So in the future in Star Wars, it's not a far cry to say, oh, yeah, he's right here. I have him chipped. That's not a far cry. For you to say, I don't know, that's just weird, man. It's just weird for a mom to say. But again, all they had to do was say Chopper's watching him, they can keep him out of trouble. That's all you had to say. At least there she knew he was with someone, as opposed to just shrugging. That was weird. So weird. Anyway, so the scene with the council was okay. You're supposed to get pissed off with the other dude, so I got the right reaction to that. Then we meet Jason. I didn't remember the kid's name. Why did they use the same name as Han Solo and Princess Leia's kid's name? Isn't his name Jason also? Jaina and Jason, weren't they twins? I know that they destroyed canon for the books and stuff like that for the extended universe. But come on, it's still out there. You can't come up with a new name. So we have that scene with the kid. And of course, he says, "I want to be a Jedi," and of course, his dad was a Jedi, which means she's told him nothing about Kanan. So I don't know. That seems weird too. Unless she just wants to keep him out of trouble and wants to hide that from him. But I don't know about hiding what his father did or was. So anyway, then we move on. With those couple of scenes, I had very minor problems with that. Then we get into this whole big battle in space. So I have shot stuff with battles in space. Everybody knows that I did, or if you don't know, I produced Star Trek Renegades that was pitched to CBS before Discovery was picked up. And I just recently did Renegades on Monara, which was Nichelle Nichols' final performance. So I've done these spaceship stuff before. And this was poor. I know everybody's like, oh, it's so exciting. We had, Yes, we had space battle. So that's good. But it was shot poorly. because I never felt like they were in any trouble. So even when the deflectors, or whatever you want to call, were going down, why weren't there explosions and stuff like that inside the cockpit? I mean, I did that on a very tiny, low budget, because if energy is hitting the ship and the ship's shields are dropping, some of that energy is going to pierce and is going to cause overloads in the circuitry throughout the ship. Okay? Now, do I think that Sabine was able to, in the cockpit, cross a couple of wires and fix everything? Hell no! Chewie had to run into other areas of the ship to try to find the problem. Here it's right in the cockpit because they were trying to save money. It looked bad. It was bad. And I never felt that they were in trouble. And then I liked Ahsoka's blue suit and the outside. I liked all that. But it was stupid. First of all, she should have had boots that were magnetic, like they've done in every other space movie. But second of all, I know the Force would hold her to it, but whatever. It would have been a lot easier if she had magnetic boots. But the other thing is, how stupid were these? I hate when they take the villains and make them stupid. Hate it. Because you got to remember, space is 3D, okay? So there's no, if the ship is flying this way and the other ship is flying this way, there's no reason that the ship can't do this. No reason. And if you have any piloting ability whatsoever, zooming off, doing a barrel roll, coming back in, and coming underneath where she can't block you, and you can shoot right up through her. Come on, man. So, though I thought that the scene was cool, it was also stupid. And you can't get away from that. It's stupid. They could have just destroyed the ship. Instead, they flew so close to her that she was able to hit it with the lightsabers. Why would you fly that close? You're trying to shoot her. It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. That was Filoni going, wouldn't it be cool if they were on the... Yeah. It's cool, but it's also completely stupid. Completely. So, I'm going to have that scene almost negate itself because the coolness was negated by the stupidness. So she gets back in the ship, and now answer me this. If I want to feel that these people are in danger and we should have explosions going off on the cockpit, blah, blah, blah. She can't repair anything. Maybe she repairs it just enough. She says, look, I just put a Band-Aid on it. We're going down. Now we have tension. Now we have conflict. So the ship should go down. Why can't the ship crash? Answer me that. Why? Why couldn't the ship take enough damage to crash? And you say, well, then the fighters would have found them easily. Who cares? At the end, you have Baylan go get them. What does it matter? This way, they would have been rushed to get out of the ship. They would have been rushed to get and find some kind of a cave or something like that inside the planet's surface. Now we have monsters popping up and all. It would have been far better. We would have way more tension to have the ship, and that now the ship is they destroy it, right? So now they see the ship, they see them running, they strafe it and destroy it. Now they have no way home, right? They have no way off the thing. Now they have to engage. That is 10 million times better than what we got. So everybody say, oh, we finally got some action, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we have very little plot in here. 35 minutes. Well, probably 28 with credits in the beginning of the recap. Because I actually fast forward the recap, and that was like 3 minutes off the top. So we had very little here to work with at all. And then we had action that could have been better. So if you're going to have a whole action sequence, a whole action episode, let's make it better. I don't know. I was disappointed with it. I was disappointed with 90% of this episode. So anyway, I know everybody else loved it, but I wasn't one of them. I still have my stoic thing. I still have my problem with the costumes. I still have my problem with Sabine. I still have a problem with the guy's helmet that looks like a Spanish medieval helmet that they could have done anything else with. It was just, there's not a whole lot of positives for me. And then the stealing of this training in the beginning, and so there hasn't been a whole lot for me to latch on to here to say this is great. There was a lot more for me to latch on in the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian than this, and I love Ahsoka, but this has just not been a good representation. If we're doing a Rebels season 5, the Rebels cartoon is far superior to this. But that's pretty much it for me. Sorry, I have better news. And obviously nobody's even watching this. Disney released some false information, but everything else, all the other reports I've been hearing, is that the viewership for these 3 episodes has been Andor level. And everybody can say, yeah, Andor was good, though. I haven't gotten through the whole thing. I only got through half of it. It's too boring for me. Everybody said, no, you should watch it because it gets better. I probably will eventually. But the numbers for Andor are very bad. This was worse than Kenobi as far as the other numbers that I've heard. Worse than season 3 of Mandalorian, which everybody knows dropped off a cliff. And started out good and then dropped off a cliff. So nobody's watching this, man. So I don't know, if this is going to continue into being a film or not when they see the numbers. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But Steph Green at least could get some stuff out of the actors. I just wish that she would add a little more to Ahsoka, although that's already been established, and that's part of the problem. All right. So that's it for me. Make sure to like and subscribe. I am trying to build the channel up. Have you seen Ahsoka? Did you like it? Did you not? Am I completely wrong? People have told me, get another job. And believe me, I'm trying. Sorry if you don't like my review. Of course, you can tell me why. I had some, like I said, I had other people tell me, but here's why Ahsoka is acting that way. And I get that, but it's not fun to watch. That's part of the problem. All right, and let me plug some of my own stuff here. We have Tales of Ravenor, The Iron Witch. This is my new fantasy novel. So it's got some great characters and things to that effect, plus some nice twists and turns. Then I have my graphic novel based on the first of the 4 novels from Destiny Aurora, my sci-fi. Yeah, and if you don't know that I did Star Trek Renegades, I did Star Trek Renegades, both. I produced both parts of that, and then the Nichelle Nichols thing as well. So, and if you haven't heard of Renegades on Minar, I did it on no budget, so you can look that up too. I think it's on YouTube. It's on my channel, but you can see some of the space stuff in there that we did with no budget at all. Just saying. So we have Lords of LA, which is my vampire mob in the 50s. We're doing issue 2 right now. I started putting together the Kickstarter for that last night. So I'm going to continue working on that and probably launch that generally shortly. All right. Thanks again for everybody for watching and supporting, and all of your comments and everything else. Whether they're good or bad, I read them all. So, and I usually reply to them all one way or another. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and check out some other of my videos. I think they're going to pop up. Ah, damn it, over here. All right, have a good day, guys. All right, and if you're in Florida or any kind of stuff on, I think the hurricane's landing fall here in Atlanta as well, but stay safe out there. All right, bye-bye.